most, as he was, you guessed it, the Lord of Ultramar. He does have a shitload though, with some people even shortening his name and calling him Robu. The Avenging Son is also a cool one, and actually has multiple sources. Firstly, he avenged the death of his adopted father. Secondly, he got vengeance against the Wordbearers and World Eaters that invaded Ultramar. Thirdly, he had nearly a full-strength legion during the Scouring, so the Ultramarines were getting the majority of the vengeance for the heresy done, and more recently, he is returned as the only loyalist Primarch, getting vengeance against the enemies of the Imperium in the name of his father. I do however believe that the main source of this nickname is specifically his vengeance against the Wordbearers and World Eaters. In a funny turn, Conrad once called him the Avenging Bean Counter, because even the most deranged cycle in the galaxy likes to have a laugh here and there. Mortarion has a few cool nicknames, most of which are related to his obsession with using a sign. The Reaper, Deathlord, Pale King, all of these suit him pretty well. The Reaper is obvious, Deathlord as well considering he was the Lord of the Death Guard. Pale King is a little more subtle, but it is common knowledge Mortarion didn't see a lot of sun in his time. Once he had fallen to Nurgle, people also started calling him the Prince of Decay. Once again, very suitable. Getting a little racist now, we have Magnus's nicknames. First up, the Crimson King in reference to his skin color. Then we have the Cyclops in reference to his physical disability. Another race one, we have Magnus the Red. He has a few more that reference his sorcerer powers, his one eye, and his skin, but those cover the majority. You would have thought with such a knowledge-seeking, bright guy, he would have these deep, intricate nicknames, but no. Racism and disability shaming have prevailed on this day. 99% of people referred to Horus in one of two ways, either as Horus or as the War Master. When Horus was chosen as War Master by the Emperor, it was considered deeply shocking and disrespectful to call him anything except War Master, unless you were close with him. Many of his Astartes, especially when they were still the Lunar Wolves, called him Lupercal, which referenced the wolf culture of their heraldry. When the heresy broke out, the Loyalists started calling him the Arch-Traitor, as he was no longer their War Master. Lorgar wasn't one for nicknames, however he did have a few flattering ones. Firstly, there was the Urzian, which was his homeworld's word for wisest of the wise. Bit ironic considering what Lorgar's wisdom did to the galaxy. People would also call him Aurelian, as that was his last name. I'm pretty sure everyone has a mate that they call by their last name, so you'd expect at least one Primarch to follow a similar vibe. Fortunately, Vulcan's nicknames steer well clear of the colour of his skin, instead opting for dope shit such as the Lord of Drakes, the Unbound Flame, and other dragon or fire related stuff. This all stems from his legion's use of fire weapons, the volcanic nature of his homeworld, and the fact that his legion used to be called the Dragon Warriors. It's a good thing GW saw how the social trends were going, otherwise they would have to awkwardly retcon nicknames like Black Death or Chocolate Destroyer out of the setting. If I asked you to come up with a nickname for Corvus Corax, there's a good chance you'd come up with one that already exists. The Raven, Ravenlord, the Shadow Lord, all references to his Raven Guard Legion as well as his stealth capabilities. He does have a few others though, like the Deliverer and Liberator, since he led a slave uprising on his homeworld of Deliverance to liberate the people there. Alpharius Omegan's nicknames are all standard but still cool. The Hydra, referencing their legion's iconography, as well as the threefold serpent, which is, more or less a Hydra. But why Hydra?